Evaluation question 4. How did you use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? So in terms of the construction and research and planning stages, we used Blogger, and it was sort of the main host of all of our content. So we used it to blog our whole journey and the production of our final products. So if you go on there now, you can sort of see all the stages, from the research to the planning to the pre, post and the actual production of the product itself. We also used SurveyMonkey right at the very start of the year. So some of the questions that featured on our SurveyMonkey was, what's your age, what your favourite genre of music was, the first place you'd look to find new music, 2 aspects of a music video that they find most important, and the main platform for downloading music. So we asked those questions. So for example, we asked the question what main platform they use for downloading music. So we sort of get an insight as to what our target audience want. So if we look in those same places, we'll be able to find what sort of music our target audience prefer. Hence, one of the questions being what their favourite genre is. Like I said before, we also asked them where the first place they'd look to find new music. And we asked this because as a group, we don't usually listen to unsigned artists, and of course, our course required us to find an unsigned artist and make them a music video. So if we had to find new music ourselves, so if we asked what people our age are looking at and where they're looking, then it would help us find an artist that we like. Another piece of media technology that I used in the construction and research and planning of our music video was SlideShare. So I published a PowerPoint of a semiotic analysis. Actually, I think I did 2, and they were just music video posters promoting the music video or an album. And I also used it to publish a PowerPoint on the conventions of R&B genre music videos. So all of us individually, the group members, we had to pick a genre and we had to research the conventions. And so I used loads of different R&B videos and put them all together and jotted down all the similarities. So I used those as the conventions of R&B, and I put that onto a PowerPoint which I uploaded via SlideShare. Another piece of media technology which I used throughout the whole process, but for now I'm just going to focus on the construction and research of it, was YouTube. So I used it, like I mentioned, for my R&B research. I used YouTube, and I looked at different R&B songs and noticed similarities and the conventions of the videos. All of us as a group, we used it for finding an unsigned artist, and it was actually the platform that we found Junior Empire on, which was the artist that we went ahead with making a music video for. We also used YouTube to publish our mini pitch to a small group of people, and we then also used YouTube to publish our main pitch to our whole class. We also used YouTube to film and publish our SurveyMonkey results, and we published our green screen work as well, which came in handy, as if we did need to use a green screen in our final video, we knew how to. Another piece of media technology that we used during the research and planning was Facebook and Instagram. On these platforms we contacted 3 unsigned artists. So we contacted Dave, ZZ and Junior Empire. Of course, Junior Empire was the one that we went for. So with Dave and ZZ we contacted via Instagram, but with ZZ we contacted via Facebook, and that was a site that we received a message back from Junior Empire, and on that they actually sent us the lyrics as well for the whole song. We also used Final Cut Pro during the research and planning, and that was simply just to put together even our animatics, so the storyboard and what we wanted our music video to look like. So going on to the production stage of our music video, we used a Canon DSLR, and it was very easy to use, particularly the manual focus, which we use quite a lot in building up the tempo and anticipating to the chorus. It also provided us with good quality footage in low light as well as well lit lights as well. So when we went to God's Own Junkyard, we didn't know how the shots would be because it is a very bright place, a very vibrant, with vibrant colours. So we were quite wary of whether it will be a bit overwhelming, but it turned out very well. The camera itself was very easy to carry around, so we also used two cameras to capture the same shot from different angles, just in case we needed some more raw footage. The camera was actually quite easy to sort of work around, so it was easy to adjust the white balance and exposure, ISO and so on. And we also used it for taking stills for our digipack, which we did use a lot of. In terms of lighting, one of our main settings in God's Own Junkyard, the neon lights place, we didn't actually need any additional lighting because the place was so well lit up, and loads of vibrant colours. We didn't need any sort of lights to carry around ourselves. So the lights in there were quite pinky, and that linked to the lights that we used during the lip syncing. So we had just a white light, and then we had a subtle pink filter over two of the lights. So and that contrasted very nicely with a black background, so it linked and it added to like some sort of synergy with God's Own Junkyard lighting and the lip syncing lighting. Although we predominantly used Final Cut Pro during our post-production stage, I also used it during the production stage. So after we went out filming, I came back into school, and what I did was I uploaded all the clips onto the Mac and then onto Final Cut Pro, because it does take a very long time, especially because the nature of our music video had no sort of set structure, so we had loads of little random clips. So with a lot of clips, high resolution clips, it would have taken very long to upload. So we all thought if a few of us went back before actually editing and uploaded it first, it would save a lot of time during the editing process, which leads me nicely onto the post-production stage. So we used the Macs, which, although none of us have Macs in the group, so it was quite hard to sort of get used to it, but we did use it last year, so we did sort of have a sort of basic understanding of it. Good thing about the Macs is it does have an auto save feature, which came in handy. So Final Cut Pro, so we used the software to edit all of our raw footage, and it was very easy to use. When talking about like detaching audio clips and inserting our track, and stuff like even the tedious jobs of like matching visuals to the audio line, like in terms of lip syncing, that was made really easy as well, because you can just zoom in and sort of match it, so it was quite easy. Titles and credits were also very easy to insert, so right at the end we had the band name come up, and the sort of fade that we had, and fading it as our actress flicked her hair, which was quite easy to sort of put in there. The fades and transitions were also easy to insert, and the software was able to keep up with a high frame rate as well, because we actually did use a lot of we intensified the speed of some clips, and we also slowed it down, so we put it in slow motion. So although it did take quite long to render, it was worth it, because the clips remained in a high quality. We were also able to produce several rough cuts, as removing and replacing clips were very easy to do. So all in all, we were able to edit our raw footage in quite a professional way. Again, we used YouTube during our post-production stage, so we were able to publish our several rough cuts. And again, we were able to film and publish the audience feedback we obtained from the rough cuts, so it was really easy just to get it on there. Just so right now, as I'm doing my evaluation questions, I'm looking back on audience feedback and seeing how we changed it. So it did come into use. We were also very easily able to record audience feedback from a phone and upload the footage straight away. So that came in use when we were obtaining audience feedback for our digipacks. So when we walked around school, I think it was in my question 3 where I embed all those videos. But basically we went round and we had different posters, so it was really easy. Otherwise it would have been difficult to grab people and bring them to our media classroom. We also used Adobe Photoshop to make the magazine advert and to make the digipack. So what we did was, in terms of the magazine advert, we had to select an image. So we selected one that is actually in our music video. So we have our actress behind a sort of mirror with wings, and so we used that. We took a still of our actress standing in front of those wings, so we can sort of nicely link those two and incorporate them together. We also had to pick a font for our song name, so the song name Said and Done, we had to pick a font for that. So Photoshop was quite easy to use, to be honest. So what we did was we came up with two different posters. So we had one where the band name and the song name was at the top and New Single Out Now was at the bottom, and we had it in the opposite direction for the other one. So there was New Single Out Now at the top and the band name and song name at the bottom. And then we asked the audience what they thought of that, and then we settled with the band name on top, with the new album out now featuring New Single Said and Done at the bottom. Then we had the release date, social media links, and we also had some reviews from different magazines. So using Photoshop for the Digipack, what we did was we had a look online and we found different nets, and we were initially going to settle for a 6-panel net, but we had so many really vibrant and really good pictures of God's Own Junkyard and different random shots. We decided to settle for an 8-panel net, and that we were able to incorporate a pan shot right from God's Own Junkyard right across one of the two of the panels, so that worked nicely. One of the panels that the audience really liked was the back image, so on which we would have the track list placed on, and it was a close up of the character lip syncing the song. So it's an actual snippet from the video itself. It has monochromatic tones, and the contrast of the pink on her face and the black in the background allowed us to place heavy emphasis on the character herself, and the black as well, because we have the track list there. The white of the font nicely contrasts the black. Our focus is to draw the girl's stare and her really long eyelashes framing the eyes in the left of the panel, which actually opposes Goodwin's theory of the gaze, and allows for our character to present sort of silent yet strong positioning in the video. So for the evaluation, I used SoundCloud for my question 3. I also used SoundCloud for finding an artist during the research and planning stage. However, I forgot to mention that. But for question 3, I used SoundCloud. So what I did was I recorded quite a long audio clip, actually. I think it was about 9 minutes long, where I discussed what I learned from my audience feedback. I also used Blogger for question 1. And also, in terms of the evaluation, I used it to view old posts. So posts that we posted like right from the start of the year, I used such as like the R&B posts and stuff like that, and how we looked at all the different genres that our group members did, and how we came to do an indie pop song. I'm currently using my phone to record this, which I'll upload to my computer, and then I'll insert it as an audio clip playing in the background of our music video. So the software I will be using for that is Adobe Premiere Pro 2018, which is a new software, but I've had a little play around with it, and it's a free trial, so I thought I'll make the most of it. So all in all, we as a group used a variety of different media technologies, all in the construction, research, planning, and the evaluation stages as well. I feel like last year's thriller opening task really got us used to using the cameras, Blogger, Final Cut Pro. The only thing that we did use new this year was Photoshop, so we didn't really know how to use it last year, but this year we had time to play around with it a bit and sort of learn the ropes, so to speak. So yeah, we did use quite a lot of media technologies, and I feel like we did use them very well.